So what the heck is feminine power really? And like, what is the feminine? The feminine feels so vast and esoteric, I can't even touch it, right? And feminine power, has lots of interesting connotations out there in the world that really is not feminine power. And my gift as a teacher is I am trained as an MBA in the business organizational leadership world. And I'm also trained deeply as a mystic. And so I take my gift, my superpower is to take deeply esoteric stuff that feels super vast and or stuff that's gotten distorted in our culture, specifically around the feminine, and take it and bring it into a practical way in which we can actually apply it in our lives and embody it in our hearts, our spirits, our souls, our minds. Because that is the feminine. The feminine is something, it's almost as if you were to say it and try to define it, it's no longer the feminine. But I can assure you, if you are a woman, you have it within you. In fact, we all have it within us. It's just that in our culture, or what Clarissa Pinkola Estes, who wrote Women Who Run with Wolves, likes to call it, the overculture, the crazy, mad culture we've all had to assimilate into. We've learned to discount what is really our feminine power, to distrust it, to not even understand how to use it. It's so interesting when I work with women and I start to help them understand feminine power and what it actually is. They're like, I've always done it that way. I just didn't know it was a thing. And here's the thing. If you have a superpower and you don't know you have it, you can't actually wield it. And I like to call them our feminine superpowers, which is something we dive deep into in the Feminine Wisdom Way, one feminine superpower each month, because it's way more fun, right, than just talking about feminine power and being all serious. And trust me, what we do is really potent, but I also like to have fun with it. And so I want to share this glyph with you here because I think it'll give you a better understanding of what I mean when we talk about feminine power and what we're really doing here and why this is really like a wisdom school, or it is a wisdom school that we're in training. Like if we were Wonder Woman, this would be where we would come to train and have fun. So you see this glyph that looks like an infinity symbol. This is called a power spectrum. And this is something I use in my feminine leadership trainings. It's part of the foundation for the Feminine Wisdom Way, which really is a deep feminine leadership kind of mystery school, if you will. You'll see that on one side is the feminine power, on one side is masculine power. And on either side of that are the arrows that say distorted power. So what we see in our society right now as power is usually distorted feminine power and distorted masculine power. Even what people say as far as what masculine power is actually distorted. People will be like, oh, pushing and striving and grinding, that's so masculine. Well, no, it's actually, it's distorted masculine power, but it's not masculine power. And what you and I are trying to get to and what needs to happen inside of each one of us, if we want the world to be different and the systems to be different, is we need to get our power harmonized inside of ourselves. But most of us have no idea what feminine power is. And so in the Feminine Wisdom School, we focus on 13 feminine superpowers, one every month. Things like intuition, receiving, catalyzing, crazy wisdom, harmony, creating space, sovereignty, trust. Things that feel like super amorphous, but that's my superpower, is making them actually practical to see where you're weak in it and where you're strong in it and bring more awareness to it so that you can apply it to all the different parts of your life and break open the imprints and the programming that's from the distortions, because there's distorted feminine power too. All the self-sacrifice, all the martyring, all the overgiving, that's distorted feminine power. So we get that feminine power by going deep into each of these different superpowers, using practices and wisdom books that you receive and conversation and embodied practices and awareness practices, and you use in your life and you start doing things differently and it starts breaking apart all that old patterning. And then what happens is all that distorted masculine stuff starts to come towards the feminine. So even though we're not specifically focusing on masculine power, through the process, you become more integrated. And you have words and articulation. This is what women say all the time. I can finally give words and articulation to this feminine power within me, and I can see the distortions so that you can actually step into your life and operate from that harmonized place. And look in the middle where it has the arrow going up. That's where we get to elevated leadership. That's where you get to elevating out of the realities that make you overgive and push and grind and strive, or not show up and procrastinate and not, go for your dreams or go too hard, and actually create a different reality. That's how we achieve and how we receive. It's how we do less, receive more, and make a greater impact. So if you would like to, your feminine superpowers. And again, we're going to have fun here. So if you're a person who doesn't like to have fun and you're just super serious all the time, probably not your thing. But if you're a woman who really wants to go deep and explore and open and activate and have some fun and creativity in the process, then we are your community.